Hello, everybody. Welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and I am on today to talk about this new moon in Gemini and the energy that it's kind of sparking for the twin flames. And so I do feel we are at the gateway of innocence. We're activating the spiritual warrior energy from within. And so this is the new moon for the twins to plant those seeds of change. And so I've been coming into a lot of upgrades, a lot of frequency upgrades. And so I'm still very lethargic. I spent the day yesterday with the girls home, and we kind of just laid around and indulged in some movies and taking it easy. But I do feel we're at the gateway of healing, and I do feel many of the twins are working very closely with Archangel Michael or Godhead Michael at this time, so we can triumph over these survival patterns, so we can enrich our spirit and the wonders of just being human as part of this existence. And so a big part of the twin flame mission is to embrace selflessness, right? We're here to be selfless. We're here to take actions without really any motives other than pure intentions and love. And so there's this universalization of all of these cosmic energies and frequencies coming in right now collectively. And we're being asked to go through this very intense upgrade and psychic attunement. That in itself is the reward, right? Is the fortune. And so there's a lot of potential right now to align and to center and to embrace this attunement, but we do also have to embrace all of the challenges as part of this activation. And so I do feel there's a lot of insecurities coming up that have been manifested in the body. And these come up during times of challenge as like some sort of existential crisis in order to get us to fully surrender to the now, 222. So Gemini is all about decisions as well, right? It's all about duality. And so we're here to perfect our cosmic intelligence, and we're here to take all of this concentrated, focused energy to build the new rather than still fighting on what has been or to fight the old. And so in order to get to the innocence of self, we do need to protect our energies, and we do need to maintain our focus in the now moment. I know there's a lot of scattered thoughts kind of coming through collectively. And so this is where we have to find our dedication to free ourselves from any personal or egoic motivations moving forward, and to understand that if we do come from that place, it's really just a matter of projection, right? And so there's a lot of risks we need to take in order to embrace the power of our spirit. And so I do feel a lot of the divine feminines are coming into some sort of recognition. And I do feel the masculine is well aware that even if he were to take action towards the feminine, that in itself is not going to bring forward a guarantee of success. Kitty wanted to come and say hi, guys. She's my little grounding agent when I go through these shifts. And so I do feel we have to break down the lower ego. We can never fully go through an entire ego death. We need the ego. We need the ego, right? Because it allows us to withstand the failures that we face, or perceived failures that we face. And we can still maintain our existence here in the world of nature. And so the power of spirit, though, is also there to help us withstand shock and failure. And so I do feel there's huge potential loss in the energies, though. There's a huge potential of misfortune. And usually when we go through periods of loss and misfortune and these extremes that are manifested, this is where we tap into our potential, right? We can't lose our fighting spirit just because of a state of failure or shock. And so I do feel this is where we harness that spiritual warrior from within. There's a lot of mirroring energies playing out, a lot of divine intervention playing out when it comes to breaking free from these survival timelines, these survival fears, and in order to get us to the nature of our true innocence. And we have to maintain that once we reach that level, right? No matter what outer circumstances are kind of playing out in and around us in the collective. And so I do feel the feminine is like the beauty of the rose energy. I do feel the sisterhood of the rose is kind of on the rise. And even though the masculine kind of threw the feminine in a garbage dump, so to speak, I do feel with Jupiter in Taurus, a lot of the twins are being exalted from these karmic soul contracts in order to fully step into and ground the highest principles, no matter what is going on amongst the collective, because there is going to be a lot of great decadence going on, I do feel. And so how can we harness that spiritual warrior in these energies, right? How can we maintain our state of innocence no matter what is going on? Because that is what we're here to align to, is the no polarity, the zero polarity, to harness the pushing and the pulling, right? To get to a place of non-polarity. And so I do feel recuperation. We're going to have to recuperate, right? After the fall, we have to rise, we have to recuperate. And that in itself is harnessing the spirit of self. And so I do feel a lot within the collective, masculine, feminine, wherever you're at. I know many are feeling zapped of our vitality right now. And so what I do feel is first priority is healing and self-care in these energies, and the ability to recognize that inner healing is needed, because we don't find that true inner meaning of our purpose without going within and going through this healing process. And so in order to do that, we do have to withdraw until we are healed enough to put ourselves back out there. And so it is the power of spirit that heals us, that allows us to be healed. And I do feel there's a lot of masculines dealing with fears stemming around hypochondria at this point in time. And we cannot fully heal another. We can lead them to the pathway of healing, right? And so we kind of got to face our weaknesses, because that is a big part that is required for the healing journey. And we can't be ignorant to the pain, the trauma, and the weaknesses. We do have to face it, right? And so we do have to look back at any betraying actions that we've done to another, or that have been done to us as part of this healing journey. And so I do feel the feminine at this point in time, with all of these intense energies, is likely at the least negative position. And I do feel the feminine is kind of protected and censored at this point in time collectively. And I do feel the masculine is coming into this awareness of the loss of the feminine through his inappropriate actions. And I do feel all of those inappropriate timelines, actions are kind of being destabilized and stripped away. So the veil or the facade can be lifted. And so a lot of the masculines have played into these constant inappropriate actions for many, many years and lifetimes. And we keep recreating these challenges that break our spirit rather than raise our spirit. And so there's a lot going on when it comes to the mystical mind space at this point in time. And so many are going through this wave of initiation when it comes to these spiritual activations at this point in time. And I do feel there's a lot when it comes to the ego center of the spiritual body, in order to get us to tune into our individual center. And this is also a part of our journey to empowerment as well. And so we have to kind of flow out of the lower cycles. And that does require acceptance and living a completely surrendered life to our spiritual form. And so we're in this gateway of the higher self, is kind of what I was shown by my guides and in the energies. And so we're at a pivotal moment collectively where we're going to see mass people turning inward towards this individualization process. That's what Aquarian energy is asking us to do as we go backwards back into Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn. We're doing one last push, like I talked about in the forecast, when it comes to the Capricornian themed lessons over the last 15 years or so we can fully step into the age of Aquarius. And so really take note of where that Capricorn placement is affecting your natal chart. Because the twins are here to tap into our state of innocence. And we are here by design to bring love into the world. And it doesn't have to happen in any specific way, although we are here to come into that unity consciousness. We are here to reunite. We are here to have physical 3D union as part of this revolution, to bring this high vibration unconditional love into the world. And so we cannot live without love, right? And we cannot love when we are in the energy of judgment and discrimination. And so the twins hold this very high potential to empower others to love life and everything in this reality equally. And so we can love humans just as profoundly as anything in this material world. And that is what we are here to do, to love profoundly. And so the quality of love is what we're here to maintain. And so oftentimes we see in the projection of others coldness, right? And hate in their hearts. And so there's a lot of mystical potential, I feel, with this new moon energy when it comes to love and the transcendental states of love and the universal awareness of one consciousness and our spirit of innocence. And so we are constantly being tested on the awakening journey. And we do fully have the spiritual strength and spiritual warrior capacity to meet all of these initiations that we go through during this human lifetime. And so I do feel many of us are getting fired up, right? We're getting fired up. We're getting ready to compete for our spirit, our individuality, no matter what collective circumstances are playing out in our external reality. And so how can you find that warrior from within, or so to speak, the fool, right? When it comes to the major arcana, the fool. So I do feel the energies are prodding us to take a leap of faith and to jump into the void. And this is where we meet all of these spiritual initiating challenges, is in the void. And we need to trust that we're going to land on our feet. And this will deepen our sense of innocence and spiritual wisdom so we can fully empower others on their journey to alignment of no polarity or wholeness from within. And so I do feel the masculine is preparing to emerge, likely a little bit wounded from all of these initiations that have been playing through. But I do feel ultimately the twins are reaching a time of triumph on the journey. We've enriched our spiritual practices. We've enriched a lot of spiritual practices with those that we are connected with around us. And so the result of these energies is a huge timeline shift. And we are here to be fully alive with the wonder of love and just the wonder of being, right? Being. And so I do feel this new moon in Gemini marks a very powerful time for the twins. It is themes of mutable sign energies, right? In the air sign of Gemini. And so mutable signs will be affected. So pay attention to where any mutable placements are in your planets along with your housing side. I'm a Pisces rising, 7th house Virgo. So my 1st and my 7th house is definitely feeling this shift. I am also a Sagittarius 10th house, which is my midhaven, a lot to do with fated, destined energies and my purpose. And then I'm a 4th house in Gemini. And so these are my deeply seated roots, right? With family, with the earth. And so I have deeply seated roots with the twins. And so the twins theme is duality. Synchronicities, I think, are loud, like the syncs. I keep getting mirroring syncs. Pardon me. 404, huge portal for divine intervention. 101, 909 999. I actually snapped a pic of a license plate and sent it to another divine feminine the other day. And 999 is a clear indication that these cycles are winding to completion. 303 was another sync, 616 and 626. And so choices, it's about choices, right? The Gemini symbol is the symbol for twin flames, and it is the Lover's card in the tarot as well. And so this new moon is all about choices, the quality of choices that we make, and the flexibility to be willing to admit you made a bad choice and to choose another pathway. And so all of these dualities are going to be very present under this new moon in Gemini for the twins. And so dualities can be one extreme to the next, right? The Jekyll and Hyde energy. It can be a peaceful, nurturing energy, or it can be a destroyer of all life around you. And I know all about the Gemini energy because I'm a Venus in Gemini. And so energy that is stemming around the Geminian theme is often in extremes, right? And when we get hit by all of these extremes, we need to remember bad things happen to good people. Bad things happen to everybody, right? And you know, when things are intensely as bad as they can get, as bad as it can get, it can be intensely good at the next stage of this experience when it comes to these unions. And so I do feel all of these energies this week is like the perfect cosmic brew to prepare us for the negative dualities of the experience that is coming up under the Geminian new moon. And so the new moon period is dark. It is a dark period. If you think of, like, I know my daughter Kenzie, we've been working outside a lot, and she's hell-bent on trying to grow cucumbers this summer and carrots. We're going to try with cucumbers and carrots, and we've got our little thing ready, and she's been germinating all of these seeds in the house before we plant them. We don't know how this is going to play out, but we're going to try. And so you think of the new moon period, it's similar to the energy of a dark soil in which we plant these seeds, right? We actually germinated them with the wet paper towels, and we planted them in the dark soil. And so this is the new moon, though, for the twins to plant the seeds that we want to plant. We got to tend to these seeds, though. We got to take care of them. And we have to be willing to put them into the ground and to leave them so they can take root on their own. And so what we do with this time of introspection and reflection is going to be completely up to you. I know I've really been going within. I've really been connecting to the silence, to the 0 point. And so it's during these darkest moments, though, that we find the space to bring in the clarity. So we can plant those right seeds and set the energy in motion for these unions to come full circle. And so what I heard loud and clear from Spirit, especially in dream space, which is super active for me lately, is expect to hear from your twin flame this new moon, or at least your twin flame's higher soul or higher spirit. If you want to hear from your twin flame or get a message about them from your angels or your guides, set the intention to have that come through this new moon. I do feel we're going to be seeing a lot more signs and syncs. So for me, I get my signs and syncs sometimes at the gas station with the gas prices, or, on a receipt or on license plates. So pay attention because the signs and syncs are huge during this period, I feel. 1111 is a big one. 1111 is a clear indication you're getting messages either about your twin or from your twin. And for me, it's been all mirroring images. And so that mirror, that divine mirror is right there. So I feel there's going to be a face-to-face with the mirror coming up very soon. We need to remember with these energies, there is a lot of fated events that are playing out collectively. And, so what are your intentions? We're in the driver's seat of our own reality. What are your intentions? So I just feel allow whatever is happening this week to kind of happen to you organically. Allow yourself to embrace whatever feelings are coming up with anything that is happening in these energies. We've been feeling these fated events coming, and I feel now they're coming. But we also do need to remember how very powerful the twins are as master manifestors on this earthly plane. We are higher angelic beings, and we are here to harness our gifts. And so we do need to remember, although we're in the darkness of the moon, our thoughts become things. So what we focus on grows. So what do you want to grow? I don't want to grow fear. I don't want to grow shame or guilt. I want to grow love. I want to grow unity. I want to grow spirituality. And so our thoughts will always become things. What we focus on will grow and keep being made manifest in our reality. So stop thinking about things that you don't want to manifest. Manifest from the highest good. Our thoughts need to become good thoughts as we harness the law of attraction. If you want to manifest good things in your life, you have to focus on what grows, literally. That is the law of attraction. And so we are planting seeds this new moon for the life that we want. What do you want to germinate in the dark? What do you want to germinate in the darkness of this new moon? I think is a big question. So focus on planting good, healthy thoughts, good, healthy seeds. So let's jump in with some cards. I'm trying to play with the angles here. I'm kind of sitting, it's a big L-shaped desk, so I'm not looking out the window. I'm trying not to look out the window with the distractions, guys. We're going to use the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck, and I used it in the last one. I added the extra volume 2 cards to the deck. I just peeked and saw wounding on the bottom of the deck, and so this is what we're here to heal. All of these very challenging relationship dynamics from past life timelines, right? We need to recognize the distortion of those past life circumstances and the energy of being under duress as we, agreed to these soul agreements, these soul contracts, and how they have shaped our existence, right? Because of these past life wounds. So, and there's the void, and that's the energy. It's still feeling like I just want to fill a void, and I'm not sure why. So there's been a lot of going within, a lot of grounding, a lot of connecting with the earth. So we are in the portal of some very intense transformation. We're shedding all of these layers. A lot of relationships are going to be leaving our lives. Some new relationships are going to be entering. There's going to be a lot of unpredictable external factors playing out that are going to be journeying us towards our highest purpose, so we can release what's no longer serving us. Journey towards our life purpose. So what are you being prompted to change? Really sit in the energy of evaluating your life path, your life's work. Your work might be changing. What is unfulfilling to you? Because a life of fulfillment awaits us all. But we have to shed things first, right? We have to let go of the old in order to bring in the new energies. So let's jump in here and see what messages need to come through for the twins with this new moon in Gemini, healing the soul's DNA. And so all of this deeply embedded pain in our consciousness and in our soul's DNA is being activated to clear, so it no longer defines future generations and future timelines. So spend time alone. Go within. That is where all of the answers lie, is with going within. So we need to disconnect from all of these unhealthy attachments, these unhealthy people, places, and things. So quiet introspection is really what is going to be required in these energies. Disconnect. Disconnect. Turn off the electronics. Get off social media. Go within, do some journaling, connect with your higher self, go sit by a body of water, and just be in these energies. Clear the energies. You know, if you're in the energy of nostalgia and all of the memories, the Piscean ocean of all of these memories, allow the unhealthy energies to just pass through you and release them for the renewal. And so we are going through these intense activations, these initiations of self-actualization, and it is manifesting a lot of fear, but it is also manifesting our life purpose and a massive heart awakening, right? And so there are a lot of very uncomfortable ascension symptoms coming through. I know I'm feeling the lethargy. I'm not feeling any mental stimulus. The brain's at zero. Like I can, my oldest daughter's always asking me, like, Mom, what are you thinking about? And I can easily say, I'm not really thinking about anything. I kind of just stay in the present moment 90% of my day. I really don't overthink anything. I flow, I trust, I know. But there is a lot of emotions coming up for another layer of understanding, of clearing. There's a lot of over mental stimulus with the Gemini energy. It is in that's like what rules. Mercury is Gemini. And take note of the positive versus the negative impacts or reactions playing out in these energies. But I do feel massive collective higher heart activation, the energy of Anahata. I always think of the movie Frozen 2. With that energy, right? Where they got to go into the depths of the darkest water, right? As above, so below. And so we always look up to the sky for the answers, but they are also below the surface inside. And so all of this deeply embedded pain in our soul's DNA kind of has to be activated for this moment of self-actualization, so we can reach our fullest potential. So how can you harness those core strengths and use them to your advantage in these energies to face the fear? You know, fear is an illusion of the mind. It really is an illusion of the mind. But even when we feel that fear, we have to face it and do it anyway, right? It's the energy of that Pink song, Trust Fall. Although Spirit always makes me kind of giggle. I always hear the lyrics, trust fund. And so our gifts is our trust fund, right? Of this unlimited abundance. And so there's a lot being shed when it comes to illusions of the mind, facing our fears without reservation, going through this heart awakening, feeling our heart chakra with all of this universal love, so we can forgive ourselves, others, and live deeply rooted in the energy of Christ consciousness, which is the energy of compassion and faith. And so once again, what are you being prompted to change? How can you face your deepest, darkest hurts and finally embrace healing once and for all? Because we're breaking free from these soul contracts that keep us deeply embedded in the matrix. We're leaving the matrix behind. We look at society and how shallow we have become as human beings as part of this existence. And so we didn't come here for status. We didn't come here for materialism. And those that are rooted in those beliefs, all they've done is created a false foundation, a false sense of security for their lives, because there is so much more beyond this matrix existence, beyond this man-made prescription for our life. And so the twins did agree to mutually incarnate together at this time as part of this collective mission. So what do you need to clear in this lifetime to step into your greater purpose? Because the guardian angels are saying you are protected. It's time to move forward. You're never, ever alone. So yeah, we're definitely going through some very uncomfortable ascension sickness at this time. A lot of negative physical manifestations are clearing through the body. I actually had a masculine reach out to me, I'm going to say a few days ago on the weekend, and he described it as this energy of feeling like he was thrown off the roof, bounced up, bounced back down, boom, boom, boom. Like this is what he described the energy as, like just thrown all over the place by the universe. And so we kind of got to be shaken up like in the energy of a snow globe to journey to our soul's highest consciousness. And so we're ready. Ooh, I picked up the deck and the Signs and Sync stayed on the desk. We're ready. The student is ready. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And so you have to indicate that openness to receive the lesson. So the universe is constantly communicating with us, just like Albert Einstein and Tesla, all of these very highly advanced human beings. They studied numerology. I've studied numerology for many years now. And to understand how the universe communicates with us through signs and symbols, it is through understanding the manifestation vibrations of the numbers 1 through 9 and implementing that in your daily life, the practice of reading the codes of the universe through numbers. And so watch for the meanings. They do hold a deeper meaning for your life. We are ready. So divine timing is saying there's going to be some type of catalyst event. This could be a huge collective catalytic event. There's going to be something or someone redirecting us. It's going to be some very challenging energies, but this is where we reach the conclusion of mastery, right? So powerful lessons are being concluded, are being reached. Deep healing has taken place. So the bondage can break, the Band-Aid can come off, and I do believe that we are kind of ready for that face-to-face. So let's jump in with the Divine Oracle deck. I believe it is the Divine Oracle deck. Be decisive. Decisions, right? Divine why, crossroads. Live your soul, not a role. And there's that wake-up call that I channeled in the weekly forecast. Major wake-up call. It's the energy of judgment. It's the energy of the trumpets. And they're saying it's time to be decisive and to be of service. We came here for humanity. That is what we came here for. So let's see what else needs to come through for the twins. I'm so glad the energy seemed to lift a little bit this morning for me. So just flow. Like I said, flow. You might feel really good for a certain part of the day, and you might dip and dive other parts of the day. Just allow yourself to be in whatever energy is kind of coming through. Be of service. You saw me shuffle. Be of service and be true to yourself. Authenticity. Be decisive. That is wild. That is wild. Okay. Let's see what else needs to come through for the twins for this new moon in Gemini. Wake up call. Come out again. Wake up call. Seek hidden treasure. That's the energy. I feel Kundalini activations. And be patient. That's the Temperance. Shine your light. Make necessary sacrifices. Raise your vibration. Wow. Keep your commitments and have faith. So there's the Emperor coming through. I feel Aries energy. It's time to take the lead. And this might not all fully play out until we're into the North Node. But there's light being shone over where we've been the martyr, where we've been the victim, where we've self-sacrificed. What do you need to sacrifice to step into keeping a commitment? This is about honoring the vows, the marriage commitments, the union vows that the twins took. And, the feminine has had the faith all of this time. We've had the faith. We've held the love. We've held the key. We've held the faith. And now it's time for the masculine to take the lead and to do something different. And so raise your vibration. Just fell on the floor, guys. So we are in this massive ascension portal gateway, and we do got to keep shining our light. And patience really is a virtue, right? When we think of the big scheme of things, what's a few years of separation when we are eons and light years of life inside of us? So major wake-up call. I do feel the hidden treasure is the fortune in the natal chart. When the fortune is activated, my fortune is in Libra. And it was activated in 2019 in between the double full moon portal in Libra. And so I talked about this energy. I do feel the masculines were awakened during the double new moon portal. And they're in the shadows still, I do feel. But they're getting a major wake-up call in these energies. So let's jump in with some tarot and see what needs to come through. Wow, that's a little bit unorthodox. So we've got the Knight of Pentacles in reversed and the Ten of Pentacles. And so we are here to build these legacies for the future. The twins are here to build a legacy for the future. The Knight of Pentacles to me is like, hey, the seed's not been planted yet. There's not been any freaking movement, right? The Knight of Pentacles isn't moving. He's on the slowest horse in the deck. I do feel this is going to be a flippin' dynasty, a flippin' legacies, leaving one foundation to build a new one as well. But this is also, I got major, like a heart stinging there. This is about building on the heart, sustainability through the heart. Seven of Swords reversed, Ten of Wands reversed. So this is confession energy. This is repentance energy. You know, this is carrying that burden for a really long time. A full conscious release of the karmic inconsistencies. The Queen of Cups reversed. This is somebody that blackmails, emotionally manipulates, uses her emotions to manipulate somebody, and is very childish in their communication. So that might be the catalyst, playing out Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Doesn't have to be. But we're going to dig in and see what's going on with the energies. We get the Eight of Swords, the first one out. The Moon reverse, which really does feel like the dark side of the moon. The Ace of Cups. And I'll show you these cards in a minute. Look at the Ten of Wands reversed. Oh, and now we get the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And the Fool. There's the duality. And there's the duality with the Knight of Swords in reversed. And I pulled up the Strength card. So we're going to pull up the Strength. And the Five of Pentacles in reversed is also resonating with the Sun in reversed. And that's the darkness. And the Hanged Man, which is the Jesus consciousness, Piscean energy. Okay. So here's what we got, guys. We got the Eight of Swords. And so this is imprisonment, right? This is karmic imprisonment. This is like, you know, the ghosts of the past hunting. We also got the Moon in reversed with the Ten of Wands in reversed. And I love this, the Ace of Cups upright. So love, right? Love is the answer. So we get Pisces, Cancer energy. We get fire, we get swords. And so there's a storm brewing. I do feel it's like three ghosts from the past. I feel the masculine will be victorious, breaking out of these indebtedness. I heard indebtedness. So indebted to the karmic cycles. And so we do have like the angels watching over, but we also have to find our fighting spirit too, right? We can pray for help, but we also have to take the appropriate action. I do feel a releasing of an old mindset. I'm feeling Aries energy, and this might not fully be released until the North Node moves into Aries. I believe it's July 17th, I think. And so this is an awakening of the heart. This is definitely a higher heart activation going on here. An awakening of the heart. That's the Holy Grail. Definitely the Holy Grail. And so the tides are changing. And then three heads again on the Moon card. If we flip it upright, it's like three goat heads or dog heads. And so it's like the energy of like the three voices in the head, right? There's the masculine, the feminine, and the higher almighty voice. And also here too, you see the three faces on the woman. And so facing all of these integrating timelines, I feel a lot is kind of rapidly integrating as well. And this is about authenticity. This is about honoring self, our truest nature, our truest form. With the energy of water, there is no ending. There is no beginning. It just is a constant state of flow. So I do feel a message of flowing through revelations. This is like a revelation. This is self-actualization. This is a wake-up call. This is a heart activation, which is a breaking somebody free from the burdens of the mind, right? And the mind will always play tricks. And so over here on the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. I just feel this is kind of where the feminine is sitting at right now, sitting in her truth, knowing she is abundant, fruitful. She's faced her fears with the red that's linked to the root chakra. So we've got somebody here very grounded, very stable, is not insecure emotionally. She's fruitful. She's holding a great big pile of grapes. She's sitting on a golden throne and she's saying, I've got this, right? So the feminine could be coming into some type of abundance. I also feel the feminine is also staying firm in her boundaries. She will not be investing emotionally into anything foolishly again. I do feel there is a clean slate. The feminine, I feel, is at the Genesis, is at the 0 point polarity, the Aries energy. She's ready for the new beginning. And so below that, we got the Two of Pentacles with the Knight of Swords. And so this is all about duality and needing to make a decision. Two of Pentacles, this is somebody that's, you know, juggled, played a lot of games, indecision. And then we get the Knight of Swords, which is the most decisive, determined, calculated knight. But there's two knights. And so I feel a decision between two, whether the divine feminine needs to make a decision between two or the masculine needs to make a decision between two. What I do love is the cards that came out reversed. This is a wake-up call. This is without a doubt a wake-up call. This is healing from scarcity mindset, healing from abandonment, healing from lack mentality, finding our spiritual strength through the energy of the divine, right? Leo coming through. And then we get more Pisces. This is my Jesus consciousness. Coming out of lag. I do feel being enlightened through the dark side of the moon and coming out of confusion. There's going to be a lot of disillusionment taking place because this is where the collective's been at in the dark night of the soul. In these old, outdated, programmed beliefs from childhood. This is healing childhood wounds. There's a lot of childhood nostalgia coming up as well. Aquarian energy, more water. Coming out of confusion though. No more confusion, no more illusion. Piercing the veil of illusion. And then I do feel the energy of, you know, something is coming back around to be addressed when it comes to a lesson. And this is where we alchemize these unions. This is not over yet. There is a new abundant beginning here as well with the Ace of Pentacles. So that's interesting. It's like a merman rising from the water and rising from the ashes, right? With the Four of Pentacles reversed. Something is coming back around is what I'm feeling. The Eight of Vessels. This is a rebirth for sure. And I do feel, you know, as we go into those higher states of ecstasy, of bliss, of union, we also do have to come back down and embrace the rebirth and the integration. And so to heal and to heal the manipulative behaviors, right? So we get the Magician reversed or the Shaman reversed. The Seven of Vessels, which is mourning, but it's in reversed in the other deck, in the Mythic deck. This is the Wildwood deck. And so death energy again. And I just feel like the masculine's cup runneth over for the feminine. So many emotions, and really wanting to feel that ecstasy. But I feel not sure how to approach a reunion at this point in time. Let's see if any other messages need to come through with this deck for the twins. We'll see if any other different messages need to come through. The Ace of Arrows in reversed. The Seven of Arrows in reversed. And the Lovers. So that's the Eight of Swords in reverse total if we add them together. And it kind of landed on the Eight of Swords upright. So yeah, breaking free from the lies. It's like being brought back to life. Breathe me back to life. Releasing all insecurities and making that unexpected choice in love. The Lovers, we are forever connected through the chakra pathway, through the chakra body. And so this is a huge opportunity for healing. The Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Stones, and this is an energy of going within. I think this is why the feminine is being pulled back and being asked to rest and just be, because I do feel the death energy around the masculine with the Journey card, the Death, 13, and the Devil, Capricorn, 15, the death of the old ways. And Three of Bows in reverse, which is, you know, this is the journey towards fulfillment. I do feel a Kundalini activation with the two snakes. And releasing the struggle. We're releasing the struggle. Any other messages I think that's it. Look at the Archer reverse. So something is coming to a dead stop. There is that energy of exploitation. I do feel that the Karmic's kind of exploited the masculine. I do feel Sag energy coming through. And there's the Two of Bows again. The decision, the flaming decision, like the masculine's coming in right towards the High Priestess, right towards the feminine, the seer. So things are being set into motion, and I do feel there is a little bit more of a delay towards this abundance because the masculine still has a little bit more to endure before coming in with that respect for the feminine. Let's get a couple last messages to close off the reading with the Four Agreements deck, I think it's called. Yeah, the Four Agreements deck. And I can feel my throat starting to tighten. Surrender and let go of the past. Whatever life takes away from you, let it go. Let go of the past. When you surrender and let go of the past, you allow yourself to be fully alive in the moment. Letting go of the past means that you can enjoy the dream that is happening right now. Your truth is personal to you. This one's a good one, right? Your own opinions and point of view reflect your own agreements and are personal to you. It is no one's truth but yours. This is the same as like the reality that we're creating for our lives. So we'll see if any other messages need to come through for the twins for this new moon in Gemini. Ooh, I love it. I love it. Love and respect yourself. Ain't that a tough lesson, right, Divine Feminine? You are never responsible for the actions of others, but you are responsible for you, right? We can't control what the Divine Masculine chooses to do with his free will, but we can choose to honor the higher contract, even though, you know, the masculine utilizes free will for the dark side, right? If someone is not treating you with love and respect, it is a gift if they walk away from you. Although we hurt for a while, Divine Feminine, our heart does eventually heal. And we get love and nurture your body. So self-care is going to be needed, right? Our own body is a manifestation of God. And if we honor our body, everything will change for us. So go within, practice giving love to every part of your body and plant those seeds. Let's use this new moon to plant those seeds of love in our mind and in our heart, and we can watch them grow. And we will keep loving and honoring and respecting our body and our life purpose. And get ready to eliminate some gossip. I do think there's some gossip. I do feel the masculine's kind of been put in some type of setup. And I do feel he's suffering, right? Because there was a lot of gossip about the feminine. And when we gossip about our assumptions, when we gossip about others, and we make assumptions that we believe we are right when we're not, and we keep defending these false assumptions and try to make another person wrong for you know, not believing these false assumptions, man, it really sets us up for a lot of suffering and disappointment. And so, bottom of the deck, your best is changing all the time, right? And isn't that the truth? Everything is in constant motion. Timing, energy is fluid. Everything is fluid, constantly changing with the tides. And so our best is always going to depend on whether we're refreshed in the morning or not. Maybe we're tired at night. And so I was watching something the other day, and it's like relationships, right? They say it should be 50-50. That's equality. I'm looking for equanimity where there's a balanced flow, right? Maybe one day I only got 20% to give to the house, to the relationship, and I'm going to need you to pick up that 80%. Or maybe one day we both got 100% and it's going to be the best day ever. But equanimity it's a constant state of flow. Everything is working out. It's not, I do this for you, you do that for me. It's not like a tit for tat. It's just an evolutionary flow of giving and receiving, right? And so when we are happy, we've got all kinds of energy as opposed to when we're upset, right? When we're healthy, we're great, we're vibrant. When we're sick, we're not, right? And so we're here to zero out the polarity that no matter what circumstances we're facing, we simply just do our best. And so a big part of the journey too, we have to avoid self-judgment and judgment of others. When we are judging others, it is a direct reflection of self-judgment. We do need to be careful of self-abuse, which turns into self-sabotage and then later leads us down the pathway of regret. And I feel that's where a lot of masculines are at regret. And so I do feel the masculine needs to stop making excuses and to kind of just allow himself to be completely transformed in the energies, because I do feel magic is about to happen for the twins. What we need will always come easily to us if we allow spirit to move freely through us and we trust, right? So I do feel it's time to seek that deeper meaning for the twins. It's time to, tune it up and to bring in what we've received to raise the vibration. So what do you need to release then? What do you need to release under the new moon in Gemini? So meditation might serve you well over the coming days and throughout the weekend. If you would like to book a personal or a soulmate reading, please feel free to check out the information box below. Feel free to give me an email or to check out my business page on Facebook. You can book through there as well. I look forward to seeing you all again next time, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Thank you.